Welcome to Modern Motoring and welcome to the end of this generation of the BMW M340i. It's that baby bear where things aren't too hot like we have with the M3 and things aren't too cold like we have with the regular 3 Series. So you can see it's snowing, and every year I've had an M340i for this generation, I've gone on a road trip, I've done something or gone somewhere. So I figure for this last year of the generation, being 2026, I will go to Montreal because their winters are unforgiving, and well, I think Mother Nature knew I was going to show up. So this isn't going to be the regular perks, quirks, and irks type review of the M340i because you know what it's good at. You know the 1 or 2 things that it's lacking. So it's going to be more of the things that have stood out to me for this generation as to what makes this BMW M340i in its current iteration one of my favorite BMWs. And as everybody knows, the 5 Series is my absolute favorite, but this M340i is a very close second. I'm doing the air roll about halfway home from Montreal to Mississauga. It's about a 600-ish kilometer drive, and I'm at the Mallory Town en route heading west, so I figure I will just take you along with me for the journey here as we get on to the highway with this 2026 BMW M340i. Absolutely effortless, and I'm at 100. Just like that, that easy. And as I mentioned in the intro, this isn't going to be the regular perks, quirks, irks. It's more of a celebration of the M340i, soon to be the M350, if what's said on the internet is correct. There have been a bunch of spy shots and testing shots for the new M350, higher number, more power. I've read some numbers. I'm not going to say what they are until BMW Canada specifically sends out a press release or sends me an email saying, all right, Jay, here are the actual official numbers for the new generation. I've had one of these every year. It's been on the press fleet. I believe 2018 was the first one, and my first road trip with it was to Erie, Pennsylvania, which isn't far. It's only a few hours from Mississauga, and it was such a delightful and not quite calm, but let's say comfortable drive, because with the B58 engine, with the horsepower and torque figures being in the mid and high 3s, as you saw about a minute ago, there is no issue getting up on the highway. But what makes it so versatile is just how comfortable it is on the road. And I'm cruising at 100 here, and it's relatively quiet, it's smooth, there's no jerky feeling when I step down to do any passing, and just the way it's built and engineered is good for that exhilarating speed for when you need it and when you want it. But if you're just running around at highway speeds and you just want that, again, not calm, and I don't want to say comfortable 3 times, let's say that serene feeling, you get that here with it. And yes, I know that the one I drove in 2018 is not the same as the 2026. There was no curved screen display and all of the new modern updates that BMW has. And I'll touch on the one thing I'm not the biggest fan of. It's not specific to the M340i, it's for all of the modern BMWs, but yes, the curved screen display looks brilliant, and there's all sorts of easier ways to get things done, and then there's the scroll wheel here with the iDrive system, but it's the removal of all those shortcut buttons 1 through 8 that I think was one of the most underrated features of what BMW had to offer. And it's the climate control. Now, when I drove here from Mississauga on January 15th, not a massive, but a fair-sized snowstorm, so it took an extra hour and a bit to get here. The roads were plowed, but they were still a little icy and snowy, and I had to tinker with the climate controls, and I had to go to the screen for every command that I wanted. And again, I don't love it. I'm getting used to it, but I feel that something with physical hard touch buttons would be a little more on the user-friendly side. Now this is the 50th anniversary Yari edition, so it's got all sorts of upgrades, and I'll put a list on the screen as to the highlights of those. And I would be fine without these upgrades. I just like the way that the M340i comes out of the box, and I might, if I was looking at buying one, get an upgraded audio system, but aside from that, it's just get in and go. And well, for me, I know what the M340i is capable of. If you've driven one, you also know. If you're looking at one, well, it's just that great balance of power, performance. It's posh all the way through, but it's also very serene, or can be serene depending on what your settings are. You put it into sport, well, things tighten up and get a little more on the exciting side. But if you're in comfort or even eco, you're just cruising along, doing your thing, and the M340i says, okay, you know what, if you want to go slower, you don't want all this power right now, totally cool, we'll give you an enjoyable ride through and through. On longer drives, I do use the cruise control as much as possible, because for me, keeping my foot in the same position for 6 hours just isn't comfortable. And these quote-unquote old school buttons, because it's the last of the older style of steering wheel buttons, it's again so easy to use. I push one button to activate it, and then I set my speed, and that's it. That's all. And yes, with this new curved screen display, there's a lot more on the graphics side as far as what you see when the cruise control is on, and it's so easy to adjust or even cancel or even override or whatever it is that you need to do on the roads or the highways. So that is a big plus for me, and I'm certainly going to miss it, because I cannot see an all-new generation of this vehicle keeping these old school buttons. And the same thing with the right side of the steering wheel, which has your audio controls. Again, so easy to use. Same thing with configuring how you want your instrument cluster to look. Trunk space is also pretty generous as well. Now, what I really like over and above that is there's a specific part of the trunk off to the left side that perfectly holds a jug of washer fluid. And again, with the roads just being snowy and salty and mucky and just all the gross stuff, I burned through a full bottle of washer fluid on the way here. And I knew I would do that, so I kept a full bottle in the trunk. And again, it's a small little engineering thing that makes a huge difference, instead of just putting that bottle in the trunk and hoping it doesn't rattle around or move or whatever it is. I've always said the M340i is the perfect balance if you do want a 3 Series. Again, the M3 being for the performance enthusiast, and nothing's wrong with the regular 3 Series, nothing at all, but it's more, I want a luxury compact sedan, and I like the way the BMW looks and drives. There's just not the same driving dynamic with the regular 3 Series as there is here. Again, that B58 engine has been in several BMWs over recent years. And just as a quick reference to this road trip, I went through 3/4 of a tank going 600 kilometers. So yes, it's the turbocharged inline 6, but if you just do the speed limit and don't do anything aggressive and don't do the jackrabbit starts off the lines, and you just drive it sensibly, you can really squeeze a lot of mileage out of this. Small things here that make a big difference to me are the head-up display. Even though it's very clear in the instrument cluster, just having that head-up display is engineered right here. And I like the way BMW's done it. I don't love a lot of head-up displays, but this definitely makes a difference. The oversized sunroof makes a big difference to me, because I like natural light, and the roof liner is black, so just having that there makes a big difference. And I think it could have even been a single panel sunroof. Me and my Spotify Premium have had a delightful audio experience, or I guess audible experience, audible audio. Everything has sounded so good across various types of music. I listen to rock and blues and jazz and folk, and everything has come through so clearly, and the basses are deep, the trebles are crisp, and you just scoop those mids out just a little bit to give it some some life, and everything sounds so good here. I've had no driver fatigue here at all. These seats are extremely comfortable. You have the manual thigh extender, you have the side bolstering that is powered, and it's just a really solid seat. And that could be one of the things that causes you to stop and add time to a road trip if the seats aren't really comfortable. You kind of get that, oh, I'm a little shifty, my back hurts a little bit, my upper back, lower back, whatever it is. But the seats here, full marks, full screen, wireless Apple CarPlay, and I know some manufacturers don't do the full screen, and whether they have it as a split screen or whether they have it as a border that really shrinks it, BMW has done well here. And yes, you have your fixed bar at the bottom, which I like, but when you're doing a 6-hour drive, you really notice these small things that make a big difference in the comfort of a longer road trip. Now, while I was in Montreal, well, it snowed, and it snowed, and it snowed, and the xDrive system worked perfectly. I had no slips, no slides, no wheel spins, and yes, a decent amount of that had to do with my inputs for the accelerator and the brake. I felt comfortable in every driving scenario, whether it was on highways or secondary roads, city streets, back roads, very narrow city streets as well, with cars lining both sides, going up and going down hills. It's just been very predictable, and that's kind of what you want sometimes out of a vehicle, whether it's luxury or not. You want to know that every time you get into it, you know exactly what it's going to do and exactly how it's going to do it. That's going to wrap it up for the 2026 BMW M340i. I don't know exactly when the 2027 new generation is coming. I've been told later this year, but I'm going to wait until I get the call from my BMW Canada rep saying, all right, the M350 is here and ready for testing. So with that, I invite you to join the Modern Motoring social media platforms. We're on all of the major ones. If you have any questions, let me know. And without you, there is no Modern Motoring. So I thank you, I appreciate you, and I look forward to seeing you in the next video.